Hello everyone, good morning. Okay, so last topic was array. What we have learned so far, let's have a look one more time. So first of all, array is a static data structure, right? And it can hold similar type of data or object, correct? Array, it is actually having two different types. Let's say one is single dimensional, second is a multi-dimensional array. When you talk about array holds their value as per the index position. So generally array indexing starts with 0, correct? Whatever the value it is, I mean size it is, that size and the type of array is always fixed, right? So it is called static data structure. When it comes to the types, yesterday we discussed about both the type, how exactly you can declare or initialize your array with a single dimension, in fact with the multi-dimensional. The point is, here it is mentioned the new keyword way only, correct? But what is the literal way? It is the constant way. It means where you can directly declare your array and even you can initialize your array, correct? In a single line only. So if it is a single dimension array, something like this you will be writing. Suppose integer like this SID, it is equal to inside the bracket. You will keep your data, whatever data it is, okay? And then you can simple create this particular array. The number of elements you hold in the array, that will be considered as the size of that array. Got it? When it comes to multi-dimensional array, how you guys are going to create it? Example, I'm designing same integer SID, but this is multi-dimensional, so you need to write two brackets. Then you can write here simple curly bracket. One row represent one set, represent one row. Suppose this is row number one, row number two, and then your set is completed. And there you can write your data. So example, here I'm writing 1, 2, 3. Here I'm writing 4, 5, 6. Okay. So technically here it is, I can say this is row number 1. This is row number 2. Correct. And these are the columns. Column 1, column 2, column 3. So this is how you can initialize, you can declare your multi-dimensional array in Java using literal way. Both the ways are valid. Only the point is, if you follow this new keyword technique, you need to put index value. And as per the index value, you can assign the data. In literal way, it's a direct representation. You can directly assign your values inside that array. So we have discussed different types of array. Plus we have discussed how to iterate the array. In Java, array doesn't support any method. Array support only one property, that is a length property. And with the help of length property, you can capture length of the array. Okay. So length is not a method. It is just a property, or you can call it as variable. Now, today we'll be talking about string. But before string, yesterday I asked you one assignment. How many of you are able to do? I think I can see 2, 3 participants. They are able to complete that task, right? Let me just change your workspace. Okay. So I ask you to create a multi-dimensional array where you are maintaining username and password. And today we will see one more point, okay, with the same example. So if you wanted to create an array or something, this kind of information, okay, I just want two column. One is username and column name should be there, okay, username and password. And then here we can hold our real data. So yesterday I asked you to create this array with the object type. Any data you can write, correct? So here I'm writing combination of alphabets or numeric, right? So this is something password. And how you guys are able to create this. So let's understand the example. So I will come to the same package array, and there I will create this example. Just have a look. Okay, so this is all about again multi-D array task. Okay. Let's create our object type of array where we are holding some username and password. So guys, I will be writing object. Okay. Hmm. Object. Let's say this is what I will say data. Okay. It is equal to inside the curly bracket. We can hold number of rows and number of column. Suppose I wanted to store 4 to 5 information. I have created total 5 rows. Okay. And let me keep my data. Suppose first is admin. And then I'm writing, okay, first is column name, right? So I will be writing username. Great. and second data I will be holding, which is a password. So let me write again in the form of string, correct? Great. And this is my first row. Okay, username I want first and then I want password. Then let me keep my original data in the rest of the row. So example, I'm writing admin is the username, admin123 is the password. Great. Then I'm writing suppose Sunita is a username and test123 test123 is a password. Then I will create Amit as a username. Again, I'm writing test123 as a password. And then I'm writing suppose Sudha. Okay. And here also I'm maintaining password test123. Done. So this is what complete array which is ready. Okay. Declaration part is ready. Now guys, I just wanted to show you this array, print the array, right? Total number of rows, total number of columns, and we are just trying to print it. So let's capture first number of rows. So here I'm writing number of rows. How the rows you can capture? You need to write data dot length, correct? This property will help you to get the number of rows. When you write here number of columns, right? Number of columns. And then I just wanted to print absolutely. You can't directly capture length of column. You need to first come to the row. So any row means any row index value you can write 0 to that particular number. Okay. Suppose I'm writing 0th row. So better data of 0 dot length. Okay. So this will give me number of column. And I ask you to iterate in the both way, right? So let's try to iterate. Okay, great. So I will be writing here first. This is iteration using for loop, right? Normal for loop. And then we will talk about for each loop. So I will just copy this particular statement. And now let me write a logic. Okay, how we can iterate with the using this for loop? So we have to write a nested row and column for both the things. We need to write a nested loop. Outer loop always indicate row count. So I will be writing integer r should start with 0. R should be less than data of length. And then I will be writing r plus plus. Correct? This is for row. For column, I will be writing integer c should start with 0. C should be less than data of r dot length. Correct now? So whatever row it is, up to that row or for that row, all the columns I wanted to iterate. So I'm writing data of r dot length. And then I'm writing C++. This is the loop for column. Now what exactly I wanted to do is I wanted to print the entries, correct? So here I'm printing what? The data and that particular row as well as column, whatever value it is holding, that value I wanted to print. But I want it's like a row and column wise data. So after one data, I want little bit space. So I will be adding here some space. Either you can add tab space or you can just put 2 or 3 spaces in between that data. And whenever one row is completed, control should come to the next row. So this is what the iteration we have written, correct? So with the help of this, you are able to see that loop or that array. Let's see how the array is looking, right? Now you can see I'm getting this kind of view, right? But see, data is completely scattered way, right? Better you can do what? You want a fixed space, then you can use slash t. Escape character cell slash t. So it will add tab space. And when you run the code, see, now it is looking good. But again, we have a issue with the password, right? Username and password. That's fine. But this is how you will able to see your data, correct? Now the point is, everyone, this is okay. This is printing the data. But now let me add one more loop, which is all about for each loop. So how we can write a code for each loop? It is just for the practice. Again, we'll be starting with for current, type of array is what? It is a object type of array. So you have to put the same object I colon and then I'm sharing the data. But the problem is you are passing complete row first time, right? So I will be not capable to hold that data here if even though it is not showing you any error, but there is a problem, right? So better we can keep here I as the array. Then I will come to again for loop. I will again declare object j colon I. So whatever value is there for I, we are passing to j and then we will write the same logic. Again, I will be writing sysout statement. I just want print what? J. After J, let's add some space. And then I want next row or next line. Correct? And save. And now you can see if you run the code again, you will able to see the array, right? This is what we have the result in the console. But my question is now what? So let's see in both the way we are able to iterate. But now I wanted to start iteration from the second row. Means I wanted to skip username and password first row. Now tell me which for loop you will follow. Now you wanted to do some kind of operations, right? So what I wanted to do, I wanted to skip the row, first row. Column, I don't want because that is not my test data. My test data is only the actual content, actual data. But username and password, that is just a heading, and I wanted to skip that heading. Then which loop you will follow? Is it
Normal
possible?
for loop with c equal to 1.
That means we can follow the normal loop, na? Traditional loop. In this operation, if I wanted to skip, I wanted to ask my code, okay, start iteration from the second row. I will not able to do that changes using for each loop. Are you understanding? Suppose you wanted to iterate each and every element of array and you wanted to perform on every element certain operation. There only you can follow for each loop. But guys, now the scenario is different. I'm getting the result, that is fine. But I wanted to skip first heading wala row, right? How you can skip that row? So we need to change something in our indexing. Here, if you can see, I have started my index position from 0, right? If you really wanted to skip the heading, what I need to do? I need to ask start with the iteration directly 1, not from 0. Means first changes we are going to make for the row. Okay. Do we need to make any changes for the column? Tell me.
No.
Right? We are just making change for the row. If I say row number 1, start with row number 1, what will happen? This loop will iterate from the row number 1, 1 to up to that whatever entries are there. Example in current array, suppose I'm having 1, 2, 3 records on this is the heading. If I say okay, start with 1, 1 up to the length. So example, there is one more record I'm having D. Okay. So total length of array is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Total rows are 5. But what the condition we have written? Start with 1 and 1 should be less than what? That length. So absolutely the loop will iterate up to the 4. Correct? Fourth index position only. So that's the reason 1, 2, 3, 4 it will iterate. No problem at all. Only we are changing here index position at the beginning. It should start with 1. Let's see if I just save it and if I run this code, what is the result? Is it we are able to skip the heading? Yes. Can you see that? Now I'm able to see only my test data. I'm not getting any heading part. So what this topic it is and what is relation with the automation? Let me tell you, in automation also, we can store our data somewhere in the file. Now file you can put the headings also. Okay, this is what type of data. Suppose you have product ID, product name, product price, something, this kind of data. And that data you wanted to read from the Excel, correct? And but we just want data. We don't want heading. So there is a point people will ask you how to skip the heading and just read the data. Your code should be capable to read only entries. And there this logic will help you. So traditional loop, if you follow, you are able to make the changes. You can tell them, okay, tell the code, okay, how and from which line you can start the execution. But these kind of changes you can't do in for each loop. Clear? So it is up to you where you wanted to follow which loop. But this is how both the loop will be fine. And with the both loop, you are able to iterate. Correct? And this is all about array. Now tell me, is this point clear? Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now please do one thing. I will be adding one assignment on array. Okay, let me write second assignment. Create an array. Okay, example A double R, and I'm just going to create, let's say, single dimensional array, and there I'm going to maintain some data. Okay, let's say minus 9, 10, 20. I will write minus 30 and then 45. Okay, and maybe 90. These are the records I'm going to maintain. Okay, so print for positive value, amount, credited, Okay. And then you should able to see that amount, okay, whatever amount it is. And print for negative value amount, okay, amount, I'll say debited, correct? This is correct. Amount debited, better. Okay. And debited amount also you should print in the console. What amount is debited? The second part is calculate total balance. Will you try this? What you need to do? Tell me the logic, how you will complete this logic. First, you know how to create this array. Okay. For every negative, for every value of that array, you will be testing, okay, whether that value is a positive or negative. If it is negative, you should get the answer that, okay, amount is, simply debited from the account, and whatever that amount it is, you should get the answer in the console. If amount is credited, then you should get that amount in the console, okay, which amount is credited. And finally, just capture total balance. Total balance means what do you need to do? So this is what the transactions happen in my account. Minus 9, 10, 20, minus 30, 45, 90. After calculation of all these numbers, I just want addition. Means I just want total balance. So you need to add all the elements of array in a simple manner. Yes or no? So will you try this logic?
Yes.
How you will add every element of array? Absolutely iteration is
For
required. So we need iteration. We can just take the each and every value. We can just make a sum of that, and you can just able to print the same. Correct? So just think how you will be writing the logic and see whenever you will capture total balance, it should be combination of both the number, negative, positive, both. So think how you will be writing the logic. If you are able to do this, send the picture. If you are not able to do this, we will again discuss in the next session. Got it? How to write the logic. But try this. Some interesting questions. Okay. Now, guys, today we'll be starting with very interesting topic, string. Yeah, any doubt? Hmm. Any question? No, right? Okay. Let's begin with a string. So first point, I have already discussed few things here. String is not a data type in Java. String, it is a class in Java. So you need to understand what kind of class it is, what is string, and few properties related to string, guys. The thing is, in Java, in automation also we play with multiple time, okay, with the strings only. So this topic is very, very important. Methods of strings are important to know, okay, in automation for automation perspective. So what is string? I'll say string is a immutable class in Java. Guys, first point, string is collection of character, right? Collection of character. Okay, great. Then second point is string is, I will be writing the notes, don't worry. Immutable class. Okay, immutable class in Java. Now we need to understand this two part first. What does mean by string is collection of character, and how come string is immutable class in Java, right? Again, you need to understand ways to declare a string. The recommended way from the Java, that is the literal way. How the how we declare a string? So far we declare in this manner, right? String, let's say name, and then here I'm writing some name. Correct? This is what the basic declaration we did so far. This is called literal way. Means you are directly assigning that object to that particular variable. But second way is also there in string, that is new keyword way. But Java says don't follow this new keyword way to declare a string. The reason behind that is whenever you declare any string, memory will be occupied for the string, correct? But we need to understand where the string will be implemented in Java inside a JVM where that object will be created. So here comes concept of SCP, string constant pool, which is a very special area which is available under JVM, heap area of that particular JVM. So I will show you what is SCP and how does SCP works, what are the rule for SCP. All these points we'll be discussing first. So let's begin with the string class. Now guys, please have a look some key point related to string. Great. How we can declare a string? So we can declare in this manner, right? String. S1, it is equal to, suppose I'm writing here, hello. Understand first of all the topic. As soon as you write this particular string way, what it will do, it will create one object. An object value will be what? That object means hello. Hello is the object and hello will be referred by whom? S1. Correct? So this is the reference side. This is the object side. Remember, in Java, technically string is a collection of character. Means internally it is holding S1 like a array, which is a character type of array. And actually what it is holding? H, then E, then L, then L, then O. Correct? This is how all the collection of characters it is actually internally holding. So here comes the main catch. String is a class in Java. For any class, when you declare any variable, we call that variable as a reference variable, and the right hand side is completely referred as an object, right? But question is where the memory will be created for this object. Now let's talk about in JVM, we learn there are three special areas available. One is a class load area. Second is what? It is all about the stack. And third area, which is very special, which is a heap area. So what happens? Whenever there is object concept, object are always stored and created inside the heap area. So let me design this is the JVM heap area and consider this is that area. But inside this, for every string, we have a special memory. And that memory is called string constant pool. SCP. Okay, this is a string constant pool. This memory has certain rule. SCP never add or never store duplicate object. So generally it will avoid duplicate object. Okay, it will skip that duplicate object. So the point is, as soon as you write this statement, what will happen? Hello will be created here and that object will be referred by which particular keyword or variable, that is the S1. So S1 is a variable which is pointing to hello. Correct? This is what the SCP area is only for the literal. Generally, when you create a literal way, means direct way, the objects will be created inside the SCP. Let's say, suppose I'm writing again second object, string S2, it is equal to again same hello. Now what it will do? Already the hello object is there in the SCP. So it will create a new object? No, it will never create a new object. Duplicate it will avoid, right? It will skip. Means it will never create a new memory for duplicate object. What it will do? If already object is there, then S2 also start pointing to that object. Are you getting my point? Internally, SCP doesn't maintain any duplicate record or duplicate object. So if object is there, you have created S1, you have created S2, and both are now pointing to same object. Are you getting my point? Now, in Java, there is a one more way to create a string. That is a new keyword. How we can write C? We have to write in this manner. String. Suppose I'm writing name. It is equal to, again I have to write new, then string type, and here I can write that string. Okay, suppose I'm writing hi. What is this particular string? This is called new keyword way. But then why Java simple asking you to ignore this? Because if you follow new keyword way, it will unnecessarily create two different objects. First priority goes to the heap area. First object will be created here. And second object it will create inside the SCP. Means if there is object hi, then hi will be firstly created in which object, which area inside JVM heap area. And then second object it will maintain here. So unnecessary name is the particular variable which is pointing currently two different objects in two different memory. But first highest priority goes to the JVM heap area, not SCP. Got my point? So Java says if you follow new keyword way, it is creating two objects. But if you follow literal way, one object is enough. And that's the reason almost whenever you declare a string, we don't follow new keyword way. Okay, we generally follow this way to represent our string. So first point is clear. How you guys are maintaining the strings? Okay, kindly confirm. It is clear. Now you tell
Yes,
me,
ma'am.
we learned debugging, right? What we have observed in debugging? Whenever JVM creates any object, for every object JVM assigns some ID. Agree? At this moment, what I can say, the both object S1 and S2 both are same because same object we are pointing by the same two variable. But hi is the same. Hi or this S1 is same? No, both are different, right? So ID for this hi and ID for this hello, both are different. Try to understand. In fact, here also, it is different ID. And that's the reason both the objects are different, guys. Now please focus. Suppose I will show you, okay, all these points, but just have a look. I'm designing first a string S1. Again, I'm writing hello, right? So absolutely what will happen in SCP? First of all, this is your SCP area. It will create first object hello, and hello is pointing by S1. Okay. Again, I'm writing string. Let's say S2. It is equal to new. Then I'm writing string. And here I will write hello. Now tell me what will happen. This object is already created. But as I told you, using new keyword when you create, first priority always goes to where? Always goes to the JVM heap area. So it will create an object here, hello. And then one more object it will try to create in SCP, but SCP already having that object, right? So it will not start pointing to this object because it's a new keyword way. So it will just create an object and this is pointed by S2. So both the objects are totally different. But if I write a statement in this manner, string S3, it is equal to hello. At this moment, this is again literal way. So it will start pointing to the same object which is there in the SCP. But it will never create a new memory or new object for that string. So that's the reason, guys. The object which you have created using literal way and the object which you have created using new keyword way, both the objects are different. Both are not same. This point is clear. So let me show you the comparison, how you are able to compare two strings, right? So here, first of all, I will create one class. Let me write string demo 1. And here we are going to discuss, some basic properties of string. So let me write some points here. Okay. Like string is, okay, collection of, collection of characters, characters in Java. String is, okay, string is immutable class, immutable class in Java. Okay. So ways to declare a string, I will be writing. There are two ways. Remember, first which is recommended way by Java, that is using literal. Okay, using literal way, character. And second way, which is using new keyword. But we generally don't follow, okay, new keyword way. The reason behind this, using literal way, objects will create, remember, inside SCP. Okay, string constant pool. But here, object, okay, one object only. And here, objects will create inside, okay, generally two objects will create inside, inside JVM heap and SCP. Correct? That's the reason Java says don't follow this new keyword way. Okay. And let's see how we can test it. So initially, I declare one string. Let me show you same example S1, which is pointing hello. Okay. So this is my first string. Let me design one more string S2 and then I'm writing this is also hello. Both the literal way, correct? So absolutely what happened? IDs for the both object, whenever JVM assign the ID, if objects are same, IDs will be same, correct? But now guys, we need to compare the both string. Is it my S1, S2 object both are same? Basically, I wanted to compare, remember, whenever you wanted to compare IDs assigned by JVM, okay, assigned by JVM, then you can't follow here method. Remember, how you can compare IDs assigned by JVM? You can compare IDs assigned by JVM using operator. Remember, okay? But if you wanted to compare, one more time, if you wanted to compare, okay, data, okay, data assigned to string, use method. Remember, these are the 2 points which you need to understand. So what happens? I wanted to compare currently IDs. Then I will be writing Is it S1? It is matching with S2. This is what I'm doing ID comparison. Equal to sign, which is a comparison operator, which we can use to compare only IDs. If both the IDs are same, you will get a Boolean result. That means true. Correct? At this moment, my both objects are same. And that's the reason I will get a result what? It is true result. Let me show you. Now, if I run the code, see in the console, I'm getting true result only, correct? But let me show you with the debugging. What will happen? See, if I put the debug point on main function and if I start debugging this code, just have a look what is the result. Please observe here in the variable section, see argument, which is a main function argument, which is ready. As soon as I run this first command, S1 got created. And what S1 is pointing? Hello, right? If you can see here, S1 and some other information, in fact, you can see this value, right? Now you can see how it is holding that value. So at this moment, I'm getting that ID. And this is what the particular, actually, what is this H? Do you think what it can be? Tell me. Internally, what is this? Do you remember? ASCII value for each and every character it is storing. How it is storing that collection of characters with respect to ASCII. Do you remember for capital A to Z we have 65 to I think 90, right? These are the ASCII number. So for capital A, I mean capital H, you are getting 72. What is this 101? 101 is for the E, correct? And then for L you are getting 108. Do you remember for small case letter ASCII begins with 97 to 122. So internally what Java is doing, it is holding like a collection of character, but it is comparing with what? ASCII values of those character. Are you getting my point? So you are able to see here all those character like a array. This is your object. But what is the current object ID? If you can see, ID is 23. Great. Let me run the next object. So again, S2 will create. And can you just observe here what ID you are getting? Both the IDs are 23 because both objects are literal. Got my point? And now when you compare it using operator, absolutely you will get an answer true because it will compare only ID. 23 matches with 23, so you will able to see the true result in the console. This is how the code internally working. Got it? Now let me come back. Let me show you what if I design any string using new keyword. Let's see. So if I write, okay, string S3, it is equal to new and string. And here I'm writing same object. So guys, why we don't follow method here? If I follow the method, you can see it will just compare data. Hello, hello, hello. All three objects in terms of data similar. So equals method will give you the equality between the data. So all three objects are same, right? All three objects will be similar in case of method because method always compare data. But at this moment, as soon as you write S3 object, ID will be different. So initially I got a ID that is 23 for this, 23 for this. It might be 26 or something else, right? And then if I try to compare, is it S1 object? It is matching to S3. Answer will be definitely what? We are expecting it should false because IDs are different for this object. Are you getting my point? Let's see what ID JVM is created. One more time, I will debug the same code and just have a look. Okay, let's run. First command S1 got created and see the ID is 23. Let me run second command. ID is 23. Third, it will compare the both object and both objects are same, right? Because IDs are same. So you can see it, I'm getting true result. Now the third object will be created. And can you just observe what ID we are getting? Now we are getting 34 as the ID. Got it? And in this case, if you compare both objects, absolutely answer will be false because ID for hello, which is S1, which is different, and ID for this new keyword, way, it is different. So it is clear that both the objects are different. Yes or no? Concept are clear, right? When you declare a string in this manner, both objects will different and both objects create a memory in different area. So at this moment, I got a ID which is 34. And when you compare using operator, it will help you to just compare the IDs, not the data. Data remains same now. So in the case of data, if you compare, you will get a true result only. But we are not here to understand data part. We are here to understand internally how the string is working. Now tell me. First point is clear that there are two ways to declare a string. And which way it is recommended? The literal way. Why? There is a reason what? Literal way always create a one object inside a SCP. But if you have a new keyword, it will create unnecessary two objects. One inside SCP, one inside what? Heap area of the JVM. So as per the memory prioritization, literal way is always best way to prefer. Clear? So the objects which you create using literal and the object which you create using normal new keyword, both objects will be different. Please tell me, first point is clear that whatever declaration point of view it is, objects are different. Got it? Okay. How come string is immutable? First tell me what does mean by immutability? Anyone? Immutable means, see, mutant means values are changeable. Okay. Go ahead. Immutable means,
After declaration, the value cannot be changed.
absolutely. When you declare the value, you can't update that value. You are not able to modify that value. Then it can be considered as a immutable thing. Okay. By default, string is immutable. How come? Let's see. Now I will design same area. Okay. This is the heap area and this is the SCP. Great. And we know that Java says follow the literal way because memory management is great with the literal way. Only one object it will create inside the SCP. Okay. If I design the object string S1 hello, let me again design hello, right? What will happen? You know that hello will be created here and now it is pointed by S1. Great. Suppose I'm going to design one more object string S2, again same hello. Again at this moment also object is already there, so duplicate object will not be created by SCP start pointing same object by S2 also. But tomorrow I wanted to make some changes in S1, then what I will do, let's say S1 is equal to S1 plus I wanted to add this string welcome. Okay, so I'm just making concatenation hello welcome, I just wanted to add, or let's write instead of welcome hello all, better. I wanted to change my object to hello all. How we can do that? As soon as you try to write this statement and as soon as you run this statement, what is happening in internally? S1 is pointing to hello, right? But now you are trying to modify that object with some, you are trying to add this string all to that object. So what will happen internally? Java will not make changes at the same point or same location. This is just a hello object. What Java will do, when you try to modify something or that any previous object, Java will create a new object. What is the current concatenation? Hello all. And then Java will do what? It will remove the previous reference of S1 and it will start creating new reference to S1, which is hello all. So means when you try to modify any object, that is not possible in Java. When you declare a string, this is considered as a immutable. Means you can't modify it. But if you do so, modification, no problem. Java will create a new object for you. At this moment, if you compare, S1, S2 both are same? Absolutely not. Both objects are different. Are you getting my point? Duplication not allowed. But even you can't modify the data once you declare for a string. If you try to modify, it will create new object inside the SCP. That is the point. So by default, string is a class in Java, which is completely immutable class. Okay, please have a look. So the second point which I will be showing you, that string is immutable. Please have a look. Let me declare a string. I'm writing name. Okay. And here I'm writing name. Let me take J. Fine. And now I wanted to modify this name. I have just written name J. But now I wanted to modify this object with, I just wanted to add some first name. Okay. Okay. Or J with some middle name, J with some last name I wanted to add. Great. How we can do this modification? Let's see. If I just write name, let's say name 1 and this is my name 2. At this moment name 2 and if I just maintain similar name, both are J, right? So you can see name 1, name 2 will be pointing to the same object. Absolutely IDs will be internally created. Those are same. Whatever number it is, but those are same. Great. But if I try to modify name 1, I wanted to add last name also. Then I will be doing this way. Name1, it is equal to name1 plus some modification. Let me add surname. I'm writing this one. Correct? At this moment, what will happen? Object for name1, whatever it is, previously it was J. Now I'm trying to add surname also J nickname. In that case, what will happen? It will be concatenate and it will create a new object internally inside the memory. So previously, whatever ID it was, now immediately you will see the ID change at this particular line because new object will be created. And then if you try to compare, absolutely both names are not same. Are you getting my point? Name1, it is matching to name2. So after modification, you will not able to see the true result. But before modification, if you try, definite result will be true. But here the result will be false. Are you getting my point? So generally string is a immutable class in Java. Let me show you this debugging again. If I debug the code, already debugging point we have added. So just have a look, full program now. Okay, first object hello, which we have seen previously. IDs are same because objects are same. When you create or when you compare it, you will get true result. But when you create new keyword way, object ID will be different. Now, if you compare, you will get a false result, correct? Now, let's talk about current example, name. Name1 will be created and you can see one ID got created that is 35. If I run this code, again, I'm getting name2 whose ID is also matching, which is 35. At this moment, line number 37, if you compare the IDs, both IDs are same, you will get a true result. But once I make some changes, please notice here, okay? Now, J, which is holding some ID 35, right? But as soon as I run line number 39, see the object ID. Can you see that? It got modified and now you are getting ID which is 49. Previously it was 35. So it will not modify the same object. It will create a new object. And then that's the reason string is immutable. You can't modify the once you declare a value for a string again. Internally, JVM gives you new object. And then guys, if I compare both one, definitely false. Now the points are clear, everyone, how the code is working. And these are the very common interview questions. How string is immutable? You need to answer it. That internally when you create a similar object, or if you try to modify any one object, JVM will not modify at the same location. JVM provides you separate object. And there you can declare that string. Means previously S1 was pointing to hello. But as soon as you modify S1 delete that reference to previous object and S1 start pointing to this new object. This is how you need to explain how internally string works. Okay. Now please have a look. So first point, what is string in Java? Absolutely string is sequence of character. It is like a character type of array and you can hold anything. Okay. Anything inside double quote, we can call it as string that we have seen. So you can hold any number, you can hold any boolean or any kind of, double type of data, right? Anything, whatever data you wanted to hold, everything you can hold. But whatever you will be writing in double quotes, that will be string. And see, array of character works similar like a Java string. And from which package string class is by default defined? Remember, java.lang. String is coming from the java.lang. Okay, string in Java, it is object? No. Remember, it is a class. Let me modify this part. I'll stay string in Java. It is not a object. Remember, it's a class. And in fact, it is a immutable class. Let me save it. Let me again run this particular slide. Okay. And now you can see this part. So how the string objects will create, okay? Any string object, if you wanted to create, how you are creating? See, the first way is literal way. You can just write string, that variable name and the object. What will happen? When you create in this manner, see, Java string pool means string constant pool, which refer collection of string literals. Means all the literal object will be created inside SCP and which is available inside heap memory of the JVM. And string pool helps saving memory space for Java runtime. Remember, that's the main part. Why literal way? Because it will save the memory. But if you create using new keyword way always gives the preference to JVM heap area. Okay, not inside SCP directly, but first goes to heap and then it will create a one more object inside a SCP. So unnecessary, you are getting two objects. So we don't follow. Okay. New keyword way. Please have a look here. So first str string which is created with hello world, and this is a literal one, correct? See, second string also created hello world. So both strings are pointing to hello world. Great. As soon as I create using new keyword hello world, what is happen? Already the one object is there. So it will first create that string 2 inside the heap area directly. First priority goes to heap area for new keyword. Again, literal way, core Java. So it is created here. Okay. Again, new keyword hello world. So in SCP heap area, duplicate objects allowed. So it will create new object and it is pointing by str4. Okay. So duplicate objects are allowed directly in the heap area, but in SCP duplication is not allowed. And that's the reason string literal are created only once. They shared and they save the memory. In fact, they are constant, right? Means immutable. We can't modify. Okay. And if string we can create using new keyword way, then object always created inside the heap area. First priority goes to the heap area and duplication allowed. This is the point. So Java says don't follow new keyword way, follow the literal way, and that will help you for the memory management and it will save the internally memory. Are you getting my point? So this is the internal representation for a string class which is available in Java. And we know that it is immutable. Means as soon as you declare any object, you can't modify it. Even though you try to modify it, in JVM, it will create separate object. Okay, so that is the 2 points only you need to remember. So whatever substring you will add, okay, that will create a separate object. Okay, as soon as you try to modify. So by default in nature, string is a immutable class in Java. These 3 points are clear. Memory management for string, and string is a class which is a immutable type. Now we are talking about different methods which is string supported. And this is important topic for us. Okay. These are the methods which we'll be learning practically. So let's see one by one all string class method. So I will do one thing. I will just copy this data. Okay, for string. Better, let me copy. And I will create a new class. Let's have a look. String methods. So all the methods I will be adding in one class so that it will be easy or handy to use. Okay, just have a look. So string support different method, right? But how exactly these methods will help you, please understand. Okay, let me do one thing. Let's start writing our logic. So guys, I'm directly writing my first string. String. Now please have a look. S1, and I'm writing hello all. Okay. You know that string is a collection of character. At this moment, I will be covering first method, which is length method. Remember in string class, we have a length method, which will help you to capture total length of the string. So if you just wanted to check total length of the string means total number of characters which are available in string. If you wanted to calculate that, you can follow length method. Now guys, character means what? See, everything within that double quotes will be considered as a character. Even though it is a space, even though it is a comma, even though it is a separate special character, that will be considered as a one single character. So can you observe the string? And can you tell me how many number of characters are there in my string? What is length of this string? String is a collection of character, right? Can you just tell me by observing string?
10.
Absolutely. So if you calculate, let's see, total length. Okay, I'm just trying to print here inside the method. So total length is, and here if you put, how you can get that length, just take that object and dot operator, and you can see all the methods. I am just looking for length method whose return type is integer, means it will just return me number. Okay, so when I put length, it will just capture total character, and if you can see h is the first character, so 1 2 3 4 5, and then you can see this is the space 6 7 8, again 9, and this is the 10. Absolutely expected result is I should get a 10 as a number of characters or length of the string. So if I run this code, Just have a look. I'm getting the length, which is 10. Easy. Now, to convert, okay, to convert string, let's say into uppercase, okay, lowercase, we have a special method. Two uppercase plus we have two lowercase method. Okay. So how you can convert current string into uppercase, lowercase? Just have a look. If I just write s1 dot to uppercase, so this entire string characters will be converted. Every character will be converted into uppercase. If I just write, okay, fine, s1 dot to lowercase, then each and every character will be converted in the form of lowercase. Please have a look. If I run this code, this is how I'm getting the result, right? Total length is 10. Hello, all letters in uppercase, all letters in lowercase. Great. Now we have learned something interesting topic, equality. How we can test equality between string. Anybody? Can you tell me which method for equality? Do you remember? We discussed this at the time of conditional statement. We have two methods in string class. One is equals method. Second one is equals ignore case method. Okay. These two methods will help you to test the equality. What is the difference in both the method? Equals method compares the actual data along with case. Means this method is a case sensitive method. Okay. And look for exact match. Equal ignore case will ignore the case. So this is not case sensitive. Remember. Correct? This is not case sensitive method, and you can immediately test that particular, object, whatever object you have declared. Example C. I'm writing here string, actual string. Selenium WebDriver is web UI. Okay, web UI automation library. This is what the text I have written. Okay, that Selenium WebDriver is automation web UI library. And let me write my expected string. At this moment, I'm writing this is my expected, this is my actual string. And I wanted to compare both, okay? Equality. Both strings are equal. Then I will be comparing two different object, right? You have to write whether actual string equals with what? Absolutely expected string. If the both strings like contained as per as, it is a case sensitive means it will look for the case also, uppercase, lowercase also. If both the strings are same, then only you will see the result as a boolean, which is true. Now guys, if you put actual string equals ignore case, okay, equals ignore case with expected string. Here also it will match for what? The content, I mean data, characters are matching. Yes. Along with the character, it will not look for any case. Means only character it will check. Every letter is same. Case can be uppercase, lowercase, doesn't matter. So this is case insensitive. At this moment, if I run, absolutely answer will be what? True. Both the methods will give me true result as both the strings are equal. Now please have a look. Here I am getting true. Let me make some changes. I'm writing expected is automation A should be small. So one change only I did, right? So here I make A as a small case letter. But what will happen in our methods? Equal ignore case doesn't look for the case, guys. So it will just match the content. Your data is same now. Automation, there is a only written. It will give you true result only. But you will see the difference here with respect to equals method. As equal will look for the exact match and it is a case sensitive. So at this moment, I will definitely get false answer. So answer will be false and true, correct? If you run the code, see the result. I'm getting what? False and true. Points are clear. What is equals and equal ignore case method? So it is up to you which method you wanted to follow. Whatever data you are accepting from the user, you wanted to ignore the case, then only follow equals ignore case. Suppose you are automating or you are testing title of the web application and you are expecting, let's say Google title, there G should be always capital. Exact match you wanted to do. Absolutely, you should follow which method? Equals method. So whenever you want exact match, you can follow equals, but case can be anything. In that case, you can ignore a case, then you can use equals ignore case. So these are the two methods which are important. Clear? Got it? Now, suppose I'm looking for specific string. Okay, means I'm searching. Basically, I'm doing the searching operation. I wanted to search specific string. Okay, so how you can searching specific string? So there we have a contains method. Remember, very popular method. Okay, contains. Contains will look for a specific string from that particular string. Example, I'm just writing here. Okay, is actual string have selenium. Okay, I am looking for this word. Is it that actual string contains selenium? Let me write properly, selenium, right? I'm looking for this part. Then you can do what? Take that actual string. Okay, this is my actual string. Dot contains. And there I will write that particular expectation. What I'm expecting? I'm expecting there should be selenium. Okay. If selenium is there, you will get what? You will get again true result. At this moment, you can see actual string contains selenium. Got it? So absolutely you'll be getting the true result. Suppose I'm looking for something else. Is actual string have, let's say, test ng. I'm looking for test ng. Absolutely current string doesn't have test ng. So at this moment, if I try to write my expectation here, I will definitely get a result as a false. Correct now? So most of the string methods returns you Boolean result. So at this moment, what will be the result? For first contains true, for second contains it will be false. Just have a look. If I run this code, and this is case sensitive, okay? So please have a look what is the result I'm having. If I just expand it, see, first I'm getting true and second time getting false because testng is not a part of actual string, but selenium is a part of actual string. Are you getting my point? How we are able to, search any specific things from that particular string. Got it? Great. Now the main part. Suppose I'm looking for a specific character, or let's say, along with this, I will cover one more interesting method. Suppose again I'm doing the search operation only, and I'm just looking for what? Prefix value or any suffix value. Prefix means what and suffix means what? Prefix means initial letters, initial characters, initial value. And suffix value. Suffix is all about the last letter, last values, or last whatever element it is. So you know what we have for prefix comparison or prefix search, which is starts with method. Remember, we have a method in string which is starts with, and as comparison for suffix, you will have a string method ends with. Okay. So starts with look for the prefix value. Is it string starting with some element or particular value that you can test? Example C. If I write again, is actual string, okay, actual string starts with selenium. Again, I'm looking for same, right? It is starting with selenium. How you can test, guys? You need to just write that actual string dot, see the method starts with, and there you can put your expectation. I'm looking for selenium. Okay. Now, if complete word is there, selenium is there, you will definitely get what? True result. Correct? Not here. You will definitely get the result true. So let me come to end and let me add this result, right? But please have a look. Now I'm making some combination. Okay, let's see. I'm looking for is my actual string starts with Sele, right? And here I'm writing that same word. Now, guys, what is I'm expecting? See, is it my actual string starts with SE? Any single character also you can validate, no problem at all. Okay. Or is my actual string starts with name? What will happen? What will be the result of all these four operations? See, actual string starts with selenium. Perfectly fine. You will get true answer only. Is it? Now this time it is looking for four characters only. Is it starting with SELE? Yes, true. So result will be true because selenium is the first letter or first word. So either you can test one single letter or multiple letters. Doesn't matter. it is starting with SE, then definitely it will work. So true. At this moment, it is starting with SE. Yeah, this is also true. But is it your actual string starts with NIM? NIUM? Absolutely false, right? So at this moment, I will get a result which is false. And see this point. If I run this code, now we are looking only for prefix value now. So you can see 3 time true and 1 time false I'm getting. Correct? Because my current string is starting with these letters, but it is not starting with NIUM. Got it? So any other character if you write, you will get a false result. Similarly, we can try for what ends with. See, suppose I will check that actual string ends with. Now, what is a ending character, ending letter, or ending word we have? You can see it's a library. Okay, we have a library. So I'll do one thing. I will apply some conditions here. Okay, actual string ends with. I will write library. If it is so, you will get the true result. So absolutely, you can test in this manner. Okay, ends with. The method is ends with, and here I'm testing what exact. Please remember these methods are case sensitive. Means here you are writing library, and in actual also it is L small, and you are writing here L capital. You will get a false result. So let me show you that part also. These methods are case sensitive. I am looking for L capital, okay, library. So absolutely I'm testing here L capital, library. At this moment, I'm expecting first letter, I mean for first line, I should have a result true. Yeah, because it is matching. But this will definitely false because there is a problem, right? Case sensitive methods are. And you can see, let's run and let's test. So just have a look. These methods are case sensitive. So if you write in capital word, you will get a failure. Clear? But any specific string, any specific letter, you can test. Is it end with, let's say, RY, ARY? I'm looking for only that 3 letters. Absolutely true, no? It is ending with ARY. So no problem at all. In fact, you can test only Y, one single letter. That is fine. Is it ending on Y? That will also true. But if I try to test something, is it ending with lib? Answer will be false. It is looking for the suffix value, last letter, but it will not look for lib, initial letter, okay? That's the reason here it will be false. So what I'm expecting the answer? First true, false, true, true, false. Okay, let's see. If you run the code, this is how the result, right? See, true, false, true, true, false. Please tell me, starts with, ends with, contains, and the basic equality, equals, equal, ignore case, and length method to uppercase, lowercase. All methods are understood. How we can use and follow these methods? Clear the topic. Now let me talk about, yes, concat. Okay. So concat method, which is available for concatenation purpose. In Java, we can perform string concatenation in 2 ways. One is you have method concat. Another way is using plus operator. Okay, so please have a look. I'm designing here string s2, which is equal to hello. Okay, and then I'm writing s3, which is equal to all, right? And I wanted to merge these two strings together. Then using method, you can write in this manner s2 dot concat, and then I can write s3. So means concat just two word, correct? Two strings together. Another way is just you can use plus operator s2 plus s3. Here it will not perform addition, right? Whenever you use plus operator with string, it will just merge the content and you will see the concatenation. Please have a look. If I run the code, here I'm having now concatenation. Great. But I want little bit space in between both. Then how you can add a space? Absolutely with plus operator, you can add a space like this. Okay. Using concat, you can give a space and there you can apply again plus operator. This is how you can add. If I run now, please have a look. Current result is what? With some space. Easy. Concat, how you can do concatenation in Java? So using string and in fact using plus operator. Both the ways are possible. Okay. Fine. Now everyone look at the screen. Next method I will be covering trim. What is the purpose of trim method? It will help you to ignore white space. Okay, white space in between. Okay, in between this string. Sorry, in between, not in between. White space we can ignore from the beginning. Okay, beginning, and okay, from the, I will say, from the both point we can ignore. Okay, beginning space also we can ignore, and after the string. Okay, so from the beginning and after the string, better. So we can generally ignore the white space from the beginning and even after the string. If you have a string and string contains white space in between, between you can't ignore. But if you have a string with some white space before and after, that you can ignore using trim method. Example C. I'm writing string S4 and it is equal to, let me write some white space. I'm writing welcome all. Again, I will keep some white space. Okay. And this is the string which I wanted to show you. So let me print S4. Just have a look how it is looking. So when you run the code, now string contains some space. So you will able to see like this. Before also some space, after also some space. Somewhere in automation, what we can do, we just wanted to ignore a space and we are just looking for that word, welcome all. How you will test it? Means I'm not looking for a space because developer can add a space, one space, two tab space or three space, right? It can be any number of space. We are not calculating number of space. What we are calculating here, just I want that particular word. I wanted to ignore a space. How it is possible? Then Java says you have a trim method. Better, I will directly apply s4 dot trim. Just write trim. Okay. And this will ignore a white space before that string, after the string. Okay. So if I run this code, please have a look. Now I'm getting only word ignoring the space. Before, after, both the spaces got ignored, and you will not see any space after this particular string. Everything get ignored. Clear? So trim is a very popular method which will help you to ignore white space. Now, these are the basic methods which we have learned. In the next session, I will be talking about character at method, then index of method, okay, how you will get the index of specific character. Then we are going to talk about split, which is very interesting, very, very popular method. Again, from my side, split method, and then these are the basic three methods which I will be covering. But along with that, you can see few methods are here. We discuss length. We discuss to uppercase, lowercase. Yeah. Substring. Contains we discuss. Is empty. Concat. Replace. And two character array. Rest of the method we discuss. So let me write this method also. So remaining topics are substring. Okay. Then somewhere I will be covering is empty method. Great. Is empty. In fact, there is a one more. Is blank. I will show you this both method difference. Okay. There are many methods, but these are the popular one which you should know. And there is a replace. Okay, replace method. And last is two character array. Yeah, two char array. Great. So these are the methods which we'll be learning in the next class, right? Till the time, just practice. Whatever topics we have completed so far, practice it. Right? String is very simple topic, don't worry. Only the method points. These are the different methods which you'll be learning in the next session. You are already aware about character at, right? So it's quite easy. But remaining methods are also important for us. And that I will show you in the next session. In fact, I will explain you, right, string buffer and the builder class. So again, a common question based on string buffer and builder class, like how to reverse. We learn how to reverse number, right? How to reverse any string. That also we will see. Okay. So all these topics we are going to cover in the next class. Fine. Okay. Do one thing. Just a minute. Where is my assignment file? Okay. I will add one assignment. Okay. Try that assignment also. Not related to string. Again, I mean, we can calculate as per the array? Please have a look. Just try. I'm not expecting answer, but try. Suppose you can declare a string type of array. Okay, let's say string names, or let's take simple location, right? Locations. And in this array, if I declare some location, example, I'm writing Pune, right? Second, I'm writing, let's say, Mumbai. And third, I'm writing Nashik. Okay. And suppose I'm writing one more, let's say Satara, right? Whatever it is, you can write any location, doesn't matter. And what you can do, um, okay, just declare a string as a location and just calculate. Yeah, but it is very simple actually. Calculate number of words available in the array. Yeah, it is easy now. How you will calculate number of words in array?
Total number of length of array, sorry.
Directly length of array, if you just take, you will get the number of words also from that array. Okay. Okay. Try this. Just calculate. Okay. Print. But there is a one more question. Print number of words from array. Okay. Write a logic for this and try one more thing. Declare a string. Okay. Let's say this one, like actual string, and I'm having this one. Selenium WebDriver is web UI. Okay. Web UI automation. Let me just write. Okay. Web UI automation library. Can you write a logic where you can calculate length of this? I mean, total number of words in this particular class. I mean, in this string. Okay. So write a Java code to calculate total number of words. Huh? I'm talking about words, not letter. Character, I'm not talking about. I'm talking about words. Means expected answer is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You should have total 6 words, right? So write a Java code to calculate total number of words. Okay. So try this both code. One is related to array. Another one is related to string. How you will capture number of words? Think. Okay. So just try. If you're not able to understand this part, I will be taking this example in the next session. Okay. So just check which method we can apply. Anyways, method support is there in the PPT also. In fact, when you write that string in Eclipse, you will directly see the method support. All the methods are available, right? You can put any method, check that which method you can apply, and based on that, try to implement the logic. Okay. Great. Any question on this topic? Hmm. Okay, Darshan, extend report, chain test is the latest, reporting format. Now in Selenium, extend report is deprecated, correct? So automation related questions we will explain, we will discuss in the automation classes. Currently, we are just talking about Java, okay? So let me tell you, chain test, it's the latest, you can say reporting strategy where you can generate a brilliant report, but previously we have covered extend report, right? So I will be covering both. Whatever the previous support was there, now it is deprecated, that is fine, but still the older versions are available. And what is chain test? Anything is updated in the latest library, we will see that part also. Okay, so that is question related to automation. Fine. Any question on this topic, whatever we have learned or discussed so far? String class is clear, but remember, few methods are left, which I will be covering it in the next session. So don't worry for the string, but practice these topics. In fact, try to complete your assignment. Okay, fine. So see you all again on Monday. Thank you so much. And yes, have a nice weekend. Great.
Thank you.
Chalo. Bye everyone. Take care.
Bye.